Alrighty, hello and welcome back. Okay, so I was looking over the last video I did. I really did not do a great job of showing off the power of the Huntress because I was farming in my gold farming build and I went to fight bosses and that was really not ideal. Since then, I've done quite a bit here. So let me start by showing the little cabinet off. You can absolutely save loadouts, and it does save stuff here. As well as like your stats screen and all that other stuff. So again, let's equip this setup, right? And this is what I was running before. Okay, whoops. What am I trying to do here? Let's see. Well, so here's the attributes for that, right? And you can see 51k regular damage. Okay, so just keep this in mind. Now, when I switch back over and I go to the main damage one now, and this is with new bonuses. I'm going to show you my gear in a second. This is where all my damage is and everything. You can see it's mostly in dex, and you can see now I'm at 234,000, and that can go way higher than that. I just don't have all the equipment that I need right now, but I've definitely made strides to that. Now, I started to think about last time when I was talking about, well, I haven't done all this stuff to my equipment. And then I'm like, well, I have the money. Why wouldn't I just go ahead and do it? So you can see that I've upgraded everything. So I'm going to quickly show off where we're at on that. I did actually take one of the helms I got, and I actually just force leveled it to 100 and got some of the stats I want. It's important to note that the epic stats, I still don't feel like I have enough of the shards to roll what I want on the epic stats. So I got the best that I could get just basically rolling all three. So if you're looking at this gear, the epic stats are not necessarily what you'd want, like best in slot or anything. I did try to get good stats on the base, the defense, the magic stats, and the rare though. Those are pretty cheap relative to the epic stuff. And then I also got, as you can see across the bottom there as I scroll down, basically, I'm going with Astoria Affinity because it's the big bow. The Big Fury Primordial Bow is the main one you want to use, at least in this case for this build. And then also, sometimes I'm going to go Toughness, and other times I'm going to go, Savagery. But in any event, so here's my neck. And again, like I said, epic stats, we could definitely, we could use improvement quite a bit there. The other stats, not too bad. Now, I did finally get the Golden Fleece of Midos, but something to consider here is if you're not getting multiple hits and you're just one-shotting, then this is really doing nothing for you. And I'm just keeping kind of like a mix of gold farming in with this build right now, which is why it could be way better than what you're currently seeing. And yet, I'm about to show off how powerful it actually is. Here's the ring. And again, gold stuff. This is a mixture of a boss killer and a gold farming build. Obviously, you could min-max it and get probably way more damage. But I'm just going to show this off for now. This is the bracers for the gold find. This pulling in stuff, I just don't know if I can deal with not having that. Now, this was an addition I just did. I leveled this all the way up to 100 as well. I forget what level it was at, and I'll show that off here in a second too. But yeah, having this also have 4 additional projectiles, it basically means when I shoot this out, this void arrow, I get 4 more arrows, that's insane power. Okay, now, nothing else has changed on the ultimatum or any of the runes. So this is all the same, and I still haven't maxed any of these. There's still tons of room for improvement here. Excuse me, sorry I had to cough. My bad. Okay. Now, the ancestral stuff, I don't think I have changed that, but in case you didn't see it, here it is. We go through here, and then we have this one down here. So, for now. Again, there could be better combos, but this is what I'm currently using. All right. Now, that being said, I have been farming a bit. These are overflow legendaries that I have, and then this is just stuff that I'm keeping for the pure stats. Whether or not this is going to come in handy, I hope it is. This is still my old set, and then just what I have here. So currently, that's what I'm holding on to, and then I'll just quickly flip through the legendaries that I've gotten as well. I'm still working on all this. There's still tons of stuff to do in this game, which I think is really quite fun. I know, in the last episode I was crying and complaining about certain things, but overall this game is pretty amazing, especially for $20. I mean, I've already put over 100 hours on this game. I'll quickly show my profile page. Look at this. She's already easily surpassed my mage, and she's only at 40 hours. He's at 64. Of course, he was the first character I did, and I'm going to go back to the mage because I've already looked at another build to possibly change it up. And I haven't even geared him out for the build I was currently building him out for. She has a lot of room for improvement. And as you can see, she's 119 of 120. He's 118, and I'll get to why she has one extra. And then this guy, guess what? You're never gonna believe it. I've already seen a build that I'm actually currently looking at trying to put together for him. Probably minimum it's going to be 15 hours just to get him to level 100, and then I'm going to try to put it together. So yeah, we're going to be cooking here pretty soon. And if I can get this build that I just saw on him, if I can put it together, makes her look weak. And I'm about to show you how ridiculous damage-wise she is compared to what I did with the mage, which of course was a different build. But yeah, okay. So, I beat the initial warlords and got the bow for that completion. So basically the whole trial, the initial trial has been completed. Whoops. And what you'll notice here is once you finish the main world, and I will say these two guys were absolutely irritating as crap from a Huntress. Those two were the ones that I had to really try to work hard to beat because of all the negatives that you have against you, in addition to the ones that stack in the rift. Like, these are always going to be on, and in addition to that, whatever ones you close in, to get to the boss, because obviously you have to close a certain number of whatever they're called. I can't even remember now. The little breaches, I think is what they're called. Anyways, you get even more negative status effects. But anyways, once you beat all this, bam, now you enter the primordial. And I'm telling you right now, because I'm missing certain legendaries, I can't even survive. I literally get one shot in the very beginning of the primal version of this, like the primal netherworld. So I'm going to have to get certain legendaries, which means I'm going to have to farm and hope that I get the right belt and some other pieces that I need, just so that I don't immediately die. But that being said, let me show you some positives. Let's just go into a regular battlefield. I can easily clear tier 10 with this. I actually just noticed you can just keep pumping this up. I had no idea that was a thing. I think you can at least go into plus 100. I'm obviously not going to do that right this second, but I do want to just kind of show off the fact that, yes, I did underestimate just how powerful this was. So I want you to just notice the damage down at the bottom right here. I mean, 20 million DPS. This on the warlords, when I took out the real build, I had absolutely no problem killing them. I mean, sure, they go immune in certain phases, right? So there is that, but other than that, which again is just part of their mechanics, it's really not a big deal. Also, when I was trying to explain this build, you're basically just going back and forth. You're just resetting her happiness and then her sadness at the same time. I don't know if I made that apparent before, but the bottom line is you're just trying to keep her right there on the line, and as long as you do that, you can just auto-fire the right click, which is the void arrow, and all that does is it means that it's instant rather than charging it up. So I don't know if I explained that very well last time. Hopefully, if I didn't, and now you've heard it, so you know a little bit better. Again, is this powerful? Absolutely, but if you get one shot with all the negative status effects and all, well then obviously you're only going to be able to do so much. So anyways, let's leave. And you can see my average DPS was 23 million. Obviously, I've never seen anywhere close to that on the mage, but to be fair, I haven't really been playing the mage, so I don't want to, that's not fair to him, really, because I just don't have him set up yet. I've learned so much since then. But that was the tier 10. You don't earn influence if you exit out, so that's important to note as well. But yeah, so that's just kind of the example of what I was trying to show off and give you an idea of what this build can actually do. I mean, to me, that's pretty insane. Something else I did do off camera here is, I believe what I did was I pushed the temple, yeah, and I capped these two out. I capped this one out just because whatever. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I only got this up to 100. I probably should cap this out at some point, but the main focus was to get your pure stat chance maxed out, as well as pure stat max score. So hopefully it means, you know, there's a 90% chance that it rolls. I'm assuming, or I'm sorry, not 90%. There's a, well, yeah, no, 90% chance that it rolls the highest, like stat, like perfect stat. Like as an example, that's close, but not the tier 3 version of it. That's a tier 3 version, even though it's not max, it is almost max for the max life there. That's a tier 2. That's a tier 3. You see what I'm saying? So like the quicker you do that, the more amazing stats you're going to get. And also, I remember in an earlier video, I think when I was leveling the Huntress, I can't remember if I showed that video off or not. So I may have never mentioned it in the series, which now that I'm thinking about it, I probably didn't. But I was wondering how she was getting all these cool like pure stat like rolls, and it turns out that I think because I had leveled that up over at the temple, at that guy, she was more likely to get him, whereas the mage didn't have any of that. So obviously he wasn't seeing many, if any at all. But yeah, I got this all the way up to level 200, and I could continue to push this, but I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason to really push this is to get the Elder Slorm so you can level that stuff up. It's kind of boring. I would rather run other stuff. I use the Great Forge to level up weapons, which is really good. And then, of course, the Nether, you know, obviously you're trying to push progression. I could go in here and just farm this stuff for legendaries, because, I mean, as long as you get to the end, like if you're fighting a boss, you're guaranteed to get a legendary off of it, and then you can just look here and see, you know, do they have a chance of giving you what you want? Sure. So I could do that and farm belts, which is what I'll probably end up doing. But I'm also kind of interested in taking out the knight and checking it out. So I'm trying to think if what else there was. Oh, also using this actually really helped quite a bit. This is like I think I had mentioned this before, but basically if I hit this, here, let's look at the ancestral thing. If I click that, where's it at? Here we go. So if I click that, I just get 30% more raw damage. So that can be really powerful. And also, if I go into my skills here and I switch this over just manually to that, and I go into this, then I hit 2, which is 30% boost. And then I come out and do like my my shot like that. That can be insane damage. What does it say it does here? Oh, here we go. Deals 192% increased damage, and then another 30%. I don't know if that's additive or multiplicative, but regardless of what it is, I almost one-shot one of the lords by doing that. So yeah, that can be really, really powerful. So I just wanted to mention it here, and then you can just switch back. I mean, I have the builds set up. So the reason I initially thought this wardrobe sucked was because at the time, I went in and removed all the points in this one, whichever one I was doing, and then put them in the other one. Then I saved it, but because they were gone from the other one, it can't switch back and forth. So as long as you max out what you need in whichever build you want, and then you just switch, you know, you can switch skills and this, you can just swap between whatever builds you want. It absolutely saves these, which you've seen, and of course, it saves whatever you have equipped as well as the runes and the ultimatum. So it is an excellent system. I just didn't really understand what I was doing at the time. So, and then in case you guys want to see, what the heck? Why do I always click the wrong button? What am I doing? Character? Okay. Anyways, if you wanted to see what this is currently what I have. Again, there is so much more room for optimization for this build that it's ridiculous. And that, I mean, if I'm averaging that kind of damage in a normal thing, I mean, obviously that's mostly AoE. I wouldn't say it's the strongest single target, but, you know, since I can jump around, and especially if you switch over to that thing where you can go immune. Oh, speaking of that, there's something that I didn't quite understand until recently. Let me show it off real quick, because I finally figured it out. This right here. whenever you become tormented or delighted, the cooldown time of your support skill resets. So what you can do is you can shoot the main one, 1, 2, 1, and then boom. So right, 1, left, left, right, boom, invisible. Right, left, left, right, invisible immediately. And that's how I got through some of the ones that were just, they were just brutal. The way I had this skilled or done is there's an extended amount of time that she can stay in the form, and she's basically completely invincible. With the exception of if you run over like a burning tile or something and then you put it on, well, obviously it's not going to save you from that, but you can't take damage from anything if you're inside of that. So that's just a huge multiplier. And then whatever your first shot is out of that, it also gets boosted. So that can be really, really powerful. So something to consider. And like I said, I really just I was not fully aware of what was going on in the previous episodes. So I was still learning. I mean, let's be honest, right? Like I'm continually learning and really enjoying the game here. In case you guys want to just check that out, you can see what I have equipped there, and plus 22 on this, which is literally ludicrous at this point. And then this is what I have for this setup here. And then just one more reminder for this one. And boom, that one. So there it is. So yeah, this class is pretty amazing. I really enjoy it. The bow that I ended up unlocking for defeating that tier was this. Oops, I didn't mean to equip it, but there it is. So yeah. I haven't leveled it up yet, but at some point I will. And pretty good stuff. So yeah, other than that, I've just been grinding and trying to beat the Nether realm, which I did. Oh, I maxed a lot of bows too because I wanted to have the resistances on everything. So in case you're wondering about those, you'll probably want to do that at some point. But yeah, I may still use her for like gold farming. I may just have to do that because at this point I don't know how it's going to go for the knight, but I think that's the next thing I'm going to look into. And I know I haven't finished her or the mage, but the good news is once they're level 100 and I kind of have them started, I can just jump between whichever one I think is the most powerful. So we'll see. You know, the legendaries, they're coming in pretty decently, but I mean, obviously it's going to take some time to get what I need for each build. And I'm going to look into a different build for the mage and try that out too. So I will have some more episodes coming up. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. And if you've learned something new, or you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're not subscribed, now would be an amazing time to do it. And we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.